So we're talking about somebody we haven't spoken about in a long time, and that is QT Cinderella, largely because our boy, Internet Versus, has actually put together a video with all the relevant information. Now, initially, I found out about this through Asmongold's reaction to it, and, you know, I hate to fucking say this, but, like, Asmongold kind of did cook here.
But I think this is going to probably have an opposite effect, where as soon as now they see that it bothers you, like, how are you going to DMCA and shut somebody down that lives in Peru? How are you going to stop somebody from uploading your clips when they live in Australia? Like, there's really nothing that you can do about that. I mean, that's just the truth. At the end of the day, you can't stop people from talking about you on the internet.
This is kind of the sentiment that I have the most here. To come back online to see parasitic, bad faith clip accounts hate farming me / creating active hate thread discussions over innocent clips / content is disgusting. Off rip, I've kind of got a problem with this because obviously in her opinion, she's going to feel like it's bad faith. She's going to feel like they're clip farming her or causing negative discussions. But ultimately, as much as, you know, QT can have her moments where she's saying positive things, it's entirely possible that there's a group of people that don't like you. I'm sure there are people that don't like my coverage. And look, I'll give her the space for the idea that, you know, maybe somebody's clipping stuff so out of context that it becomes defamatory. But realistically, how often is that happening? Like, she's been a content creator for a long time. She's the host of the Streamer Awards. She's, you know, in a relationship with Ludwig. These are people that are online figures, and people are going to have their opinions on them, mixed or otherwise. And I mean, you know, Devin Nash is one of the people who's spoken about this, but the clip economy is everything for a content creator. Obviously, these algorithms like YouTube, you know, I think I've probably largely benefited from the algorithm on YouTube because I talk about subjects that, you know, are already relevant. But I mean, if you look at any content creator that's kind of popped off as a streamer or as a video maker, largely what gets them that initial boost or what pushes their video to another level is it getting clipped. I think some of your best examples are people like Neon or people like Fuzi, or people like, obviously Fuzi was popular and famous back in the day, but in terms of what's going on right now, the stuff that's actually keeping them relevant are the clips.
Jump in, welcome to the internet versus QT Cinderella. It starts with QT Cinderella's tweet, but at the time of recording, she has now deleted it. But luckily, many people posted about it, like Nicholas DeOrio, who posted the screenshot of the tweet with the caption, "Was anyone talking about this fuck?" And it's the tweet saying, "I have been away from every app."
Okay, so I just looked for it. I couldn't find the tweet. I didn't realize it was actually deleted. I mean, ultimately, this is like the type of move I don't even think you should announce. Like, if there are clips in particular that you feel are actually defamatory, like, fuck, I can't even think of like how that would happen because ultimately they're clipping you, right? So obviously it could be out of context, but like I would really need to see what clips she's like concerned about or what's bothering her, because I cannot come up with like a real good defense for DMCAing like random clippers. Somebody who's actually dealing with a similar issue is Atrioc. Now, the difference between what QT is describing and what Atrioc is describing in this video is that there are other channels that are not associated to Atrioc. So Atrioc's got his Atrioc channel and his Big A channel, but there are other channels, I don't know if they're going to come up here, like Big A Bonus or Big A Clips. And these channels will come out and they'll have, you know, thumbnails like this where it says, "Holy shit," and then it's a photo of Trump. Now, Atrioc's issue is he felt like the thumbnails and the titles were getting so sensationalist, and some of the content creators that were clipping his stuff, I mean, I guess content creator I'm using pretty loosely here, but they were kind of almost impersonating Atrioc. And he got to a point where it's like, okay, well, at some point I might want to use you know, a photo of Trump and what the fuck. And when people keep on posting this shit over and over, it kind of waters down the product when I, Atrioc, on my channel, actually do it myself. But again, I want to be super clear. They were taking like 20 to 30 minute segments from his stream, clipping them and putting them up on YouTube. So like, this is a massive amount of his content that's being monetized by these people. The difference between this and QT Cinderella is that they're taking little clips out of context and posting them on Twitter. And QT is getting upset about that and saying, these are out of context. They're painting me in a bad light. I don't want these clips out here. The argument that Big A has is, A, they're competing with him when they post these types of clips, and B, it's basically watering down his ability to use these same sensationalist titles and clicks. And it gets to a point where, again, like he says, he feels oversaturated on YouTube. First, what QT is kind of arguing for, she kind of feels like people are taking like these 30-second to 1-minute clips, farming hate, farming interactions. She feels if that clip was seen in its original context in her stream or in a video, the perception would be different to what the clip actually is on Twitter. The flagrant intent to farm inconspicuous content into a forum of loathing isn't a network I want to be a part of against my will. Moving forward, I will be DMCAing any disingenuous or malicious use of my content. This is not something I have ever done, but it is something that I am setting my boundary on. It's tough because, like, what is bad faith? You know, if somebody offers negative coverage because they feel that you've done something wrong, are you going to DMCA that clip because it doesn't carry the message that you want it to carry? Guys, it's a slippery slope.
Blacklist in the comments. And Tylen the Ninja says, literally no one has talked about her since the Streamer Awards. Does she think all the Cord content was about her because Jeremy's acronym is QT? Kino Quickcino says, how can I make my friend's death about me?
Who, her friend died? What?
Classic Twitch streamer brain. And Shani replies to Nick by saying, I've never seen more stupid people comment on a post in
okay, Internet Versus, I need you to jump into that. What the fuck was she talking about? Which one of her friends died?
my life. Maybe do some research before commenting and
Okay, sorry, I gotta look this up. What? Okay, so her dog died, but I'm not getting anything else. What the fuck was that tweet?
and judging you incompetent idiots. It's her dog of 15 years. Don't sit here and tell me you wouldn't be devastated.
Oh, sorry, I'm so dumb. It's a
She has the right to stand up for herself and the hate. Shut the fuck up. And Demi says, so she's using her dead dog as a pity shield to violate the copyright system and break the law for the sake of her feelings? That's fucking pathetic. I hope someone sues her. Tom says, it seems like if that's the case, the sensible thing would be to not look for posts easily rage baiting her on Twitter then, doesn't it? Clearly, that would be far more healthy. Viet Nathan says, my dog died and I am very sad. Moving forward, I will illegally DMCA every negative clip about me.
I just would love to see what the clips in question, like what is she thinking? What are the clips that she wants taken down? What is that? Alex Gekmo, reminder that Sargon of Akkad won a DMCA suit filed against him over a video that was nothing more than clips spliced back to back and a title. If you are clipping to make a point and make that obvious, you are likely in fair use territory. Lawsuits are scary, but know your rights. Yeah, that's kind of why I'm not sure how this is gonna work. Like with Atrioc, they were taking his entire fucking 30-minute segment, right? Here, it's, you know, you're talking about a minute to 2 minute clips specifically to show someone saying something. I mean, there's no other way really to communicate that a streamer who's doing like a 5-hour stream said a specific quote without having a 1 to 2 minute clip showing it. Again, we were talking about how clipping has kind of changed the game for streamers and how it gives them more ability to get eyeballs on them. When used positively, it's one of the best marketing tools for a streamer, but like you also can't complain when you say something that maybe you don't want clipped and then it gets clipped anyways. QT Cinderella on female streamers trying to shoot their shot with Ludwig. It's the weird thing where guys seem to have a code like, that's his girl now, I'm not going to slide on her. Meanwhile, women are like, okay, I can beat her.
Now who says QT Cinderella speaks on female streamers is trying to.
So like, I'm curious, is this like the type of clip that QT doesn't want being posted? Because I feel like this, if anything, is kind of giving her some, you know, positive interaction.
Shoot their shot with Ludwig.
There are a lot of female streamers that have tried sliding in on Ludwig.
Yeah.
And so it's like this weird, interesting thing where I feel like guys have this like guy code where they're like, ah, she's his now. I will not
There's a lot of guys that don't abide by that though.
slide on her. Like I respect other men, like
Yeah.
alpha male dominance compared to women. Again, since we've been pitted against each other for so long, are like, okay, so I can beat her. I'm way hotter than your girlfriend. Hi. You know, it's like,
It's like-
God, ladies, please.
Please, we love each other. We can do this.
It's so sad.
And there's a community note added, even though this was posted May 27th. The note says the featured clip is from a 2022
I mean, that's a fine community note. Either way though, whenever that clip is posted, I think it's still relevant.
podcast. Over on r
Is this a clip that she has a problem with?
/H3H3 Productions, KM Sasaki posts QT's tweet with a caption, QT Cinderella and Ethan are on the same page, suing a bad faith snarkers. And
Dude, I'm so ill. I fucking hate this. Bad faith snarkers, anti-fans. Bro, like, can somebody just criticize you? Fuck, man. Like, it's like motherfuckers get rich, famous, and popular, and then they're above criticism. Like, just eat shit sometimes. Sometimes you're gonna fuck up. Motherfuckers are gonna say, hey, you fucked up. Here's how you fucked up. I think it's funny. Like, you don't have to react to it. And sometimes, you know, kind of makes you look down to earth if you do react to it. And maybe you do take that criticism in stride. Maybe you do, improve. Also, sometimes a criticism is totally worth ignoring. Like, sometimes it can be so fucking useless that it's not worth it to even interact. Like that clip of QT saying that people are sliding into her husband's DMs or her boyfriend's DMs or whatever, okay? That's not a clip that I think that she needs to be like, what the hell, why are you posting this? You know what I mean? Like, if she were to have taken that as criticism, which I don't think that she is, if she were to take that as criticism, that's a perfect example of a clip you can totally ignore.
And OK Confusion says, this is so funny considering her bestie Hassan uses his fans to headhunt creators he dislikes. And Cool Myco says, I genuinely believe you are what you create and foster. Go on. And NoMap says, exactly. Give me a break. She has no right to pearl clutch about negative clips.
I mean, so obviously I'm assuming that this is a pro H3 subreddit. H3 does the same shit. There's a reason why H3 big ups his Nick Dioreos. There's a reason why he likes his Lusses. What are some other content creators? His Guams, okay? They're pushing, a pro H3 message, like a message that H3 wants out there. So obviously there's an association. Hassan's kind of got a similar thing going on with Denims and other people below him. Destiny has food shops. And then obviously everybody has their own clippers and people that are posting content and stuff. I think that actually, frankly, I think some of the people that have done the best job are out of the Snarker server. I think like Substance has been phenomenal with posting clips and pushing shit. Point is, I think all of these ecosystems are going to have parts of it that are antagonistic, that are going to probably prod you and push you a bit. And I think you can either take it on the chin and move on, or you can do what QT's doing, where she's threatening DMCA people, or you can do what Ethan's doing, where he's sending lawsuits at people, or he's trying to get moderators unmasked. He's trying to, figure out the identities of people that were on that H3 Snark Reddit.
To my knowledge, people says, I don't know much about her, but she's a big streamer, so I'm sure all of those things have happened to her. Plus, she's a woman, so probably add to that a bunch of weirdos making deepfake a corn with her face on it.
Well, I think anything to do with deep faking that sort of content, yeah, I don't think anyone's going to be defending that.
Same page. And Ethan Gravy says, a DMCA is not used to prevent people from profiting off of disingenuous and malicious use of someone's content without the owner's consent. What am I missing? And Pelton Pfizer Wallace says, it's for copyright violations. Hate farming with short clips of a person from a live stream are not typically copyright violations. It's harassment. You use the word malicious, but that's not the legal definition. The legal definition of malicious as it relates to copyrights just means willful infringements. Example, they are intentionally creating a market or placement.
Yeah, this guy here's cooking. Okay, quick outfit change. We are back from the movies. Okay, so Denim's had a reaction.
Is being said in the clip.
Save my team sometime. Please tag accounts I should blacklist in the comments. And I'm going to say something, chat. Every single streamer should be doing this. Every single... If it's like...
what a shame. What a fucking... Oh, that's brutal. It's just not an opinion that works. Like, I don't agree with it at all. It's like this idea that people are beyond reproach. Like, here's the way that I see it. That myself, Denims, other content creators, we react to other people's content. Whether it's like just a reaction where you're, either offering your opinion or you're actually being super critical or whatever the fuck. But oftentimes it is us being critical. It is us saying, you're an idiot. Here's why you're an idiot. And I think that clippers should be able to enjoy that same, ability to react. Like, I don't think that you should only be able to react to something if you've got your camera on screen or if you're recording audio or some shit. Like, I think some reactions can just be, oh, here's something that someone said, caption. Like, you should be able to, as a viewer, as somebody who just wants to clip something, you don't actually want to be a content creator, you should be able to disagree with something by like clipping it, posting it on Twitter and go, here's what dumbass said.
It's like a good faith clip channel and none of the clips are like bad faith and none of them are misrepresented.
Why are we saying good faith, bad faith? Enough with this shit. Oh my God. Just say, if they say nice things about me, I want it. And if they say bad things about me, they can themselves. I really would like to see any example of like a bad faith clip out of context that's being used or circulated around to generate rage bait. Because typically, even when that does happen, what happens? A community note is posted on the Twitter account. I just don't like this take at all.
Misrepresenting what happened. That's fine. That's fine. Obviously, it's totally fine. And there are channels that just clip pages and it's not clip chimped and that's fine. It's the ones where it's like framed to be talking about something they're not talking about. Or like, I swear to God, the number of...
The problem is I'm sure this has happened and I'm drawing a massive blank. I feel like if a Clipper channel is creating a narrative that's like very clearly untrue, then that would be easy to dispel. Like with the Snarker server stuff, right? Like there was this narrative that it was a doxing server, that the logs were crazy. And then like really, there's nothing there. But probably a lot of the audiences that consume the content from a Destiny or from a insert person who's going over that stuff, Loner Box, I'm sure that there are Clippers from that community that made clips that push that narrative. But ultimately, I feel like it's not the clip alone that's going to push a narrative. You almost need like a bigger creator behind it. And at that point, what does this even matter? If anything, when I see somebody taking down a clip and saying this is false information, it needs to be taken down, why are you DMCAing that? Why are you hiding that? That's kind of the vibe I get from it.
Clip channels that'll be like Pokimane seeing lower viewership, so she started throwing it back. And like
who the fuck is making that? Like who? And also like, how is that a clip? Who is clipping? What did she throw back? When did that clip occur?
Throwing it back is like, it's a clip of Pokimane being like, oh, 1 second, let me get some water.
No, I hear you. Okay, so that's a bad caption on a, but what do you do? Like, I don't understand. Like, that's DMCA-able. I don't think that that's like at that point, it's not a question of copyright anymore. That's what I'm like. There's not a tool that exists, and I don't think that you should abuse like a DMCA tool to take down a clip that you don't like that has like a caption that isn't true. Also, I mean, in that case, it's like a sexual caption, right? I'm sure that there's some sort of sexual harassment policy on Twitter.
But then the clip pauses on like this frame. Sorry, I'm like trying to get into the shot.
Why is she throwing it back on? Sorry.
Throwing it back, clearly trying to throw it back, and it's just like a.
How often is that happening? Maybe I'm like naive. I actually don't know. It's totally possible. I'm just like not informed. I'm like ignorant on this subject because I'm not a girl that's like dealing with these issues. But I don't know. It does feel like a very, you know, I'm like squinting to believe this.
Should be DMCA'd. They should be. Those clips.
No, I don't agree. I think that's like a bad use of DMCA.
Clips should be DMCA'd. That and the stake accounts, like the second you put like a stake clip on a channel, you should be able to DMCA that account. If anyone ever made content of mine that was like stake clip.
That's interesting. That's an interesting one, because if somebody's getting sponsorships on clips of your content, now that's interesting. Because why the fuck are they monetizing it in that way? I think it's one thing if you get monetization from, you know, Twitter, whatever the fuck, but like actively getting sponsorships from elsewhere to appear on somebody else's content that you're posting, that I could see an argument for.
Clips, like as if it was a stake ad, I would DMCA those. Because like, stop.
Yeah, I mean, like if you feel like your content, you don't want to associate it with gambling. I mean, also like just in general, it's your content. Why the fuck is somebody else putting ads that you're not making money on your content? That's okay. I can get that. Like, I think it's one thing to make money off of like Twitter, you know, monetization, but to actively seek out sponsorships from elsewhere, like stake, and put them on somebody else's content that you're clipping, that's sketchy. I think at that point, that's probably a violation of your copyright.
You want to clip me, you want to post me, go for it, whatever, have fun with it. You're putting fucking gambling ads on my content, like, yeah, okay, I'm good.
Yeah, no, I agree with this. Okay, anybody else have interesting clips here? One thing I noticed about Hassan and all his orbiters is if you direct quote them, they'll accuse you of lying no matter what. Okay. Ethan does it, Zionist piece of shit. QT does it, Yas Queen. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. We gotta be a little bit more consistent with this shit. Yeah, I feel like that about covers my thoughts on this subject matter. I think if you're gonna use the DMCA system to get clips taken down, it's one thing if you're doing it because you feel like somebody's putting sponsorships for like gambling or some shit on your shit. What are you doing? That's my content. You're not gonna monetize that shit. But on the flip side, if it's like people that are, you know, just posting stuff on Twitter because they want to get out a quote that you said that they disagree with, I mean, I'm sorry. I think even if you disagree with how somebody's framing you in a clip, I don't think you can just DMCA that. Like, if something is genuinely bad faith, I think that's exactly what community notes are for. But yeah, that's all. Ladies and gents, if you enjoyed today's video and you want to see more like it, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow.